Good afternoon, everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? I haven't put a video out since I picked this up, have I? So I thought I'd let you know what I've been up to, rather. If only for the fact that I like having a chat. I like having someone to talk to whilst I'm riding. How fucking weird is that, rather? Anyway, shall we crack on? Pretty sure the last video that I put out was the one of me picking this up, wasn't it? I don't know what I was going to talk to you about, to be fair, so this is very much just going to be a waffle. Since picking this up, and since I obviously you saw me in the last video, I've been around Europe on this. There's a video, bunch of video. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, I went off around Europe for 2 weeks. Beginning of July, 3rd to the 17th of July, which was split up right in the middle with a tour around the KTM factory, which was absolutely splendid. I was a bit in two minds when I did it. When I booked it, I thought, oh, should I have done this? It was €130, which obviously isn't cheap, but that was really enjoyable. I loved having a trot round the KTM factory, proper fanboy for a day, an unapologetic fanboy for a day. Last week, again, another kind of impromptu, threw the gear on the bike and went down to Cornwall for 3 days, 3 nights. Yeah, 4 days, 3 nights. I went on the Transalp, and I deliberately didn't take the cameras with me. I just didn't want to, really. I just felt like not having not the hassle, the obligation, not even the obligation, is it? There's no obligation, but the kind of, I don't know, whatever. I just didn't want to take the cameras, so I didn't. But ironically, it was one of those, I was like, there's so many parts of it during the day when I did a bit of a loop all the way down to Land's End, back up, because I stopped in Bryce and Agnes, is where I stopped on a lovely little campsite. One of those where I just sort of thought, oh, I wish I had brought the camera with me now, even just to capture some of this bit. And that was a really nice little trip out. Obviously, I'd love to now be able to start planning something for September, but I've said before, I think anyone that's seen any of my videos previously will know that I finished work last year, and the work situation is just dire at the moment for me. There's just nothing about, so I've been offered savings. If I was maybe 3 or 4 years older, so I'm 53, if I was like 57, 58, I might start trying to really do the sums and thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm going off topic here slightly, but I'd love to get a part-time job. I'd love a job where it's like, just go do that for the day, just crack on, just get it done, and then just go home. 3 days a week, so it's like a nice work-life balance. That would be mega. There's nothing out there. I've had a look. It's weird because I'd be more than happy to kind of just settle into retirement or just not working. But there is that kind of, I've been out of work now for 12 months, or I haven't worked for 12 months. There's quite a guilt kicking in now that I really should be earning money, or really should be just working, just getting back into it, because I am conscious that not everyone else has had any experience with this. But I've never been out of work for this period. I've never been out of work full stop since I left school. The point I'm trying to get to is, what I'm thinking is, the longer it goes on, the harder I'm going to find it to go back into a job. But hey, you know, tiny violin and all that, it is what it is. I mean, the trip that I did, I'll give a bit of a summary of it, because I've got one of the episodes done. I mean, at the end of the day, like, my trips, they're not that interesting. It's just me. They're not interesting at all, really, are they? I just do them at Scrabble, hate this stuff. They're just memories for me. I like going back and watching them 2-3 years later and going, oh God, yeah, I forgot all about all that. So as a consequence, I tend to put things into them that perhaps aren't that interesting to other people. They're just things that I know will trigger my memories. So anyway, went down through France, camped in Maubeuge, headed off from there, next day skirting Belgium and Belgium and France, Chimay, Bouillon. I was going to go over to Luxembourg, Switzerland, a little part over in Luxembourg called Switzerland, didn't. Ended up going down towards the Vosges, just south of Metz. Day 3 through the Vosges, that was really nice, but completely lost my head. Was ready to come home. It's complicated. Yeah. But managed to save myself by finding an absolutely fantastic campsite just outside, between Belfort and Mulhouse. And then I was umming and ahhing and constantly back and forward in my mind as to whether to go to Switzerland, because this has got an arrow can on it, and I was just flapping completely unnecessarily about the fact that if I get done for the noise over there, because they're really strict on that. I've done Switzerland a couple of times before as well, anyway. But anyway, went into Switzerland, started coming up, went down, went back down, went into Switzerland, went across, changed my mind, went down, went across and stopped in at Kirchen. Next day, did Grimsel, Furka. Well, I've done them 3 times before as well. So, great, yeah. They're not really my kinds of mountains, though, I've got to be honest. Of course, they're spectacular from a scenery perspective. From a riding perspective, I don't enjoy them at all, really. Tight switchbacks. Yeah, I'm really busy, obviously. Yeah, came out of there, sort of literally rode all the way across Switzerland. I stopped in a place called Nauders, which is in Austria, kind of just outside Switzerland. You go all the way off the top of Switzerland into Austria. So stayed. I'd always wanted to do that little bit of road down there, which is I can't remember what it's called. Something pass, but it's not a big one. You go down to, there's a beautiful reservoir with the clock tower. Then went back into Switzerland, and actually, for no reason other than I went up the Umbrail, and of course therefore over the Stelvio. The Umbrail, I really enjoy the Umbrail, that's really nice. The Stelvio, I cannot stand it. It's just a disgusting flea market at the top, I hate it. But it gets you over into Italy, which is what we did. Over into Italy, and then down the bottom of there, stopped off for a beautiful cup of coffee at a cafe, and then headed all the way across, shot north, over the Timmels Jock, through what's left therefore of Austria, and into Germany, and stopped in Fussen. It's a beautiful little town, beautiful Bavarian town, but it's known for, it's got the Neuchkleff, I can't even pronounce it, the Chitty Bang Bang Castle. So I stopped in some digs there for a couple of nights, and had a day off the bike and went for a walk up the hill to the Chitty Castle. What a hill that is. Whew, yeah. Walked all the way back again into Fussen. Yeah, absolutely. Love that day. Absolutely loved it. What's become quite clear to me, I'm kind of spoiling all of my content for these videos, aren't I? You're going to watch this and go, well, I don't need to watch any of that crap now, do I? But the days off the bike were the most enjoyable for me on that holiday. Clearly, I've kind of done the whole riding all the roads thing, and I love the riding. But if I go away now, again, in Europe, I'm going to make sure that I spend more time off the bike than on it. Maybe not, but a greater balance of off the bike, and maybe hiring some mountain bikes. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Using the bike as a means to get to the places, but then enjoying the places a little bit more that I get to, rather than just them being an overnight stop. Anyone that's toured Europe, I think, will probably get this. Yeah, from there then did a run across Bavaria, past Garmisch, sort of through Bavaria, up then back into Austria to Mattighofen, which is obviously where the that's where the KTM factory is. The KTM factory tour the following day. Then from there I went down back into Austria, went over the Grossglockner, which again I've done that before, but yeah, kind of 20. Oh, God, wait, it's like €35. Jesus, I mean, I've got to admit, I wish I hadn't paid it actually, because it's nice, but I've done it before, so felt a bit, felt a bit rinsed on the other end of it. and then stopped in Cortina d'Ampezzo. Now I'm kind of doing a lot of repeat of stuff that I've done before. I've stopped in Cortina before, but stopped in Cortina. I won't sort of give you too much of the detail around that. Yep, I'll sort of walk around there. Next day, headed all the way across, completely lost at this point, no idea where I'm going, no plan. Am I going home? Am I heading north? Am I heading over into south of France? Heads all over the place again at that point. And actually not so bad, not as bad as it was at the start. But so ended up in Sondrio, which is kind of just below by the lakes, by Lake Garda. Stopped there for a night, and then it was you've really got to make a decision now, Darren. Where are you going? Are you actually going to France? Decided not to. So I then pedalled back a little bit and went up through Switzerland, over the Julia Pass and what's the other one? It's got a very similar name to Bernier, the Bernier Pass, not the San Bernard, the San Bernier. And those two passes that I did down there, they're sort of right down at the bottom. I've done now pretty much every single pass in Switzerland, and that was my favourite bit of riding. That was because beautiful scenery, sufficient amount of elevation, but nice sweeping and not busy. Really, really loved that. Really enjoyed that. Definitely recommend anyone gets down there. The target then was Stuttgart. I wanted to go up the TV tower. Went up the tower, rode over then. And where did I? God, I can't remember where I stayed then after that. Where did I go after? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Then I headed towards Verdun, and then I camped in Verdun for a night. At this point, I'd already got a return ferry booked, but I always do the Flex Plus, so I could only just cancel it, like a standard one. I was always a bit wary with the new entry-exit system. If you get stopped, they can ask you to see your return ticket, and they can get a bit arsey if you haven't got one. It's a shambles at the moment, so the chance of actually getting stopped and them asking you is pretty rare. But anyway, gave myself that flexibility, decided to sack that off. And then, just for a change, I booked myself on the overnight from the Havre to Portsmouth. So then I did another day up to Soissons, camped in Soissons, and then I did a ride over to Le Havre. And then, Jesus Christ, Darren. I mean, if anyone has hung around to listen to any of that, fair play. That was that was some legendary amount of waffle, that was, wasn't it? So this bike, I bought it with 800 miles on the clock. I've had it since, when did I get it? July, August, 2 months, and I've done 4,000 miles on it. So, I mean, this isn't a review. Yep, I've had one of these. This is the third one of these I've had. Any regrets? No, I don't have any regrets for buying it, but I don't have any buyer remorse about this. You're all going to do is look at the sea of orange in front of me, and it just puts a smile to my face. But I do feel guilty at the fact that I've got two bikes sat in my garage and I don't have a job. There's no way I can square that one off in my head. But whatever, it is what it is. And the other thing I've got to say, I'm going to be completely honest here now. I'm surprising myself even by saying this. I enjoy riding the Transalp more than I enjoy riding this. I love the Transalp. It is so easy to ride. It is so, I'm going to say relaxing. It's so user friendly, that bike is. It's so accessible, so it's just so everything that I want from a motorcycle. But this, I love this. This bike is so much more refined. It's better in every single way than the Transalp, and yet better technically in every single way than the Transalp. Yet I'd sooner get on the Transalp. That makes no sense at all. But I do not regret owning this. Yeah, I went down on it to Cornwall, and I did 260 miles down there from my place. Yeah, because I made a comment to myself that that's the first time I filled up the tank at the petrol station just by my house, and then I emptied it, and then filled it and then carried on even more. And I thought, yeah, that's the first time I've emptied a tank of fuel out of a bike in a wanna for quite a while. That was just really enjoyable. That was, and I think it just comes back to I love just doing like the single track stuff, not off-road, just quiet back lanes, and certainly all around Cornwall, like up and down the hills and down the quiet single tracks down to the little bays. And I remember sort of thinking like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the 1290 now. I'm happier on the Transam. Scary. If only it didn't handle like such an absolute bag of and it's got all the luggage on it. And if only it didn't have tubed tyres, because whilst I haven't had a puncture, the unimaginable bloody hassle of a puncture on a tube tyre in the middle of nowhere is just pretty unthinkable, really. Because there ain't no way I'm taking wheels out at the side of the road. That comment will have, I mean, not that there will be any comments on this video, but if there were from Transalpiners, that would have divided the comments, as they say. And especially with it, because I don't do off-road, so I put it's road tyres, it's tubeless road tyres that I put on, like Anarchy Roads or something. I mean, good luck breaking the bead and getting one of those off with a set of levers at the side of the road. Central wheel by me. Do a tubeless conversion, actually. But conversion, I mean, it's just they wrap the spokes in a tape, don't they? But I might look at getting that done in the winter. I came on here half an hour ago just to give you a quick update on what's been going on, and here we are half an hour later and I have just been waffling like you would not believe. Anyway, I really don't think that I need to subject you to any more of this boredom, do I? I hope that everyone has enjoyed what has been a fantastic summer. Let's ignore the whole global warming thing. Let's not bring the mood down. It's real. It needs to be addressed. It's quite nice sitting in the garden in 25, 26 degrees constantly, isn't it? And these 38s. Keep those, but yeah, consistently dry days. Oh, I have been enjoying those, I must admit. Anyway, I hope everybody has had a great summer. I hope anybody that's got a big trip or anything coming up has a good one. And I hope to one day actually get mine. Edited up and released, but not that you will be. But don't hold your breath. But I'm certainly not holding mine. Anyway, that will be me. Thank you so much for listening to me waffle for half an hour about absolutely nothing. I shall see you soon, everyone. Take it easy.